But it still looks, in my eyes, somewhat stock. Like, it's not too flashy. Like, I think it's tastefully modified. The Brembo kit was put on by the previous owner. I believe it's from a Evo 7. Not sure. If someone knows, please comment below. If you're wondering what's all that black stuff, it's CV grease. Got the cheapest tyres you could find in that size, £150, all four corners. What can I say, they're pretty crap, but yeah, they get the job done. In the front I got 10mm spacers because of the brakes. There's only like a 3mm gap between the brake and the alloy. Previous owner put the VRS bumpers on, which suit the car quite well in my opinion. But as you can see, it was painted very poorly. It's peeling everywhere. Yeah, got front and so I've got front and rear VRS bumpers. "17" spiders from the VRS as well. The car's obviously lowered. It was on the KW V1s, which were completely shot. The MOT guy said, no, you're not passing with them. So in a pinch, I had to buy any coilover kit I could get my hands on, which was the cheapest one I could get, which was Pro Sport. I might actually do a review on it. For I think it was £180. I think it's alright. It's not the best, but it's alright, I would say. I also got poly bushes all around. In the front control arms I got offset rear bushes, so it helps with the caster. I don't know, I just follow the people that know what they're doing. So poly bushes all around, H&R front and rear anti-roll bars. In the back I got adjustable, I don't know what they're called now, completely phased out. I'll put it on the screen. So basically in the front suspension there's almost everything's new apart from the knuckle, and that's it, everything's replaced. New coilover, drop links, control arms, bushes, even both drive shafts on both sides. Painted the grille black. There was loads of chrome there and it was peeling and stuff, so I just sanded it down, painted it black. Still waiting for the badge. Blacked out the headlights because the chrome stuff was actually peeling off, and I could just get a replacement headlights, but I didn't like the idea of that. And while I had the car off the road, I might as well do some weird modified headlights. I think these turned out quite well. So what the side light is actually in that bottom strip. I'll put some pictures of what it looks like at night. Fog light is pretty much unmodified, it's just a better bulb. The dip and high beam is a projector kit that I got off, can't remember where. And the beam pattern is exactly the same as if I had the OEM HIDs in, which I got a pair at home, but you cannot just put HIDs into a non-HID car. There's quite a long process and you need loads of adapters to fit them in. So for me this was the better way to do it. So I just popped the lens off, sanded it down, painted it, put the projectors in. While I was in there I also put some LED strips around the headlight, like inside the projector, which makes the demon eye look. It's all app controlled. Let's wait for the train to pass. The glue I used to seal the indicators back up changed colour after a while to white, so I'll sort that in the near future. But the beam pattern is actually real clean. The MOT guy said it's completely fine. It doesn't blind any people, it's got a nice cut off line. They just work great in my opinion. The bonnet doesn't sit right because that hinge is a bit bent. That leak is windscreen washer stuff, the bottle cracked, so I'll replace that in the future. There was quite a bit of rust on this car. It wasn't too bad, but it was just like bubbling. And this arch, I gave it a go myself. There's loads of bubbles and stuff, so I just sanded it out, got some filler, filled it in, and I actually managed to get a paint matched to this. And I didn't polish it because this car, the paint is such a poor condition. I just wanted to look alright from far away. Further than that, yeah, about that. You can still see that arch is still not shiny, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. On the other side, I had a... Where did that dent come from? I think someone booted my car, because that wasn't there. Can you see it? I think someone just kicked my car, because that wasn't there before. Wow. Can't even tell where I repaired it. I think it was around this area. I'll put some pictures in. There's a little bubble, so I poked it with a screwdriver and the screwdriver went straight through it. After started sanding it, it turned out to be about that big, and there was another one somewhere here. So I filled it, treated it, and yeah, painted it. It doesn't look too bad. I want to get the WRC wing for this. Some people think it's tacky and it ruins the look of the car, but I actually really like it. For the tail lights, what I've done is I put some light tint over them, but before that I took the lens off and I used some frosting spray, so it looks like it's... I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted the matte black look without the shine coming off the headlights. I don't know how to explain it, but if I had the matte black tint, I think the car looks weird because everything's shiny apart from this. So, and I think it looks a lot nicer. It diffuses the light inside, so there's not as much of a hot spot in the middle where the bulb is, so it diffuses the light a lot nicer. Rear wiper wasn't working, so I just removed it. It looks so much cleaner without a rear wiper. In the boot was just a mess of wires. It's still a mess, but it's not a mess of wires anymore. I made a custom speaker enclosure. Got the speakers for free from Dom, thanks Dom. And I just made the enclosure like it's the same size, like volume wise, as the stock speaker, so it still has the same sound, and it fits exactly to the back of the seats, so it's nice and snug. Got some homemade ramps because I can't get the jack underneath the car unless I use some ramps. The bottom, if you know Skodas, they're made of this super thin, can't even call it cardboard, it's like a mixture between cardboard and wood, but it's super thin. So what I got was a 5mm MDF board, and I just cutted it to the size. I just used the old one as a template, even reused the old carpet. And yeah, instead of, there's like a cut where you can like open it and close it. It's exactly like the speaker, so I can still have the speakers and then open it and close it to get the spare wheel out. So yeah, I'm really happy how this turned out. I just need to sort out the wires. I need to hide them. There's still a lot of wiring issues going on. Yeah, replaced the struts. Yeah, the old ones whacked me over the head a few times, so I don't know. It was only like 10 quid for a pair of struts, so parts of this car are really cheap. I'm really happy about it. That's one of the reasons that I bought it, because I know I can get parts quite easily and they are available almost everywhere. So underneath the bonnet there's quite a lot that's been done, like the entire engine and gearbox been replaced, not by me, by the previous owner, but it seemed like that it wasn't completed because there was a ridiculous amount of like clamps missing, bolts missing, just things not finished right. For example, you see that the coolant return line there, I just made it out of copper because it was missing and I couldn't get the genuine one. I mean, it works. So originally these came with 8RX and KO3. So 8RX block and a KO3 turbo, 150 horsepower, not a lot of torque, and a 5-speed gearbox. Like I said in the previous video, he's done that to save on costs. This has been replaced with a APX box, as you can see there. APX. It's from a 2003 Audi TT. 6-speed gearbox, better on fuel, and the gears are a bit closer together. These standard came with a KO4 turbo and 225 horsepower. There's loads of tiny things that's been done to the engine, like how I understand the secondary air intake or something like that. I can't really show. I'll put a picture up what I mean. Like it's banked off. Painted the valve cover blue. I didn't really have to paint it blue, but I was doing a full service and I pulled the spark plugs out and there was a lot of oil in the spark plugs. So I had to take it out anyway. I was hoping the cover would turn out a lot darker blue, but what can you do? As you can see, it's an aftermarket air intake, ball valve. A lot has been done to it. It's got a front mount intercooler. That was actually, I think someone just put it in and not bothered to tighten all the clamps up. Like there was so much boost leaks, it's ridiculous. I still have a few vacuum leaks that I need to chase down, but yeah, someone just put this car together and tried to sell it off. The person I bought the car off was the dealership, and they didn't give me a lot of information about the car, but how I understood it was someone has built the car and it was just stood still for about 1 or 2 years. It was like an unfinished project of someone, so that's how I bought it. I paid £3 for it, which is, I think it was a fair deal. To fake R8 coil packs because I'm skint. I would like to get the genuine ones, but yeah, I couldn't afford them right now, so I just had to replace the original ones with some fake ones. Even the original ones cost over £130, so these set me back, I think it was £32, so all for not too bad. So far they work fine. The top mounts were in such a bad condition I could literally fit my pinky in the gap, so I replaced them. Power steering leak going down there, so I'll most likely just dump some stop leak in it for now because I can't afford to swap a steering rack right now. The dealer that sold me this car, they claim that the car's got forged rods, because these are well known to be the weak spot of these engines, that they have weak rods. There's even a meme going around that they are cheese rods. Apparently there was a stage 2 clutch, like a performance clutch. They said, oh, it's like a VR6 clutch, but I'm not sure if you can actually fit a VR6 clutch in there, but it does feel like just a switch. There's literally minimum amount of travel before it's engaged and disengaged. So I don't really believe that it has any forged rods or stage 2 clutch or whatever they call it, but the clutch feels like it's like just something else. It's not stock. I can't really check the rods unless I take the oil pan off, but I'm not doing that anytime soon. For now it'll stay running the same power. I won't go for any more mods. I'll just try and fix all the issues that it has. I've owned this car for almost, I think it's 2 years now, and I've been slowly fixing it up. I'm not a mechanic, so it took me quite a while to fix loads of issues on it. Like there was just times where it wouldn't start at all, but it would start in a cold and stuff like that. It starts all the time, touch wood, touch metal. Starts all the time now, just fine. There's a rough idle, stalls sometimes once after you've been running for a while, and you just pull up to a traffic lights, it just stalls, but it starts right up, so it's not too bad. The air intake makes nice whooshing noises, as well as the bore valve area, which was the biggest mess, and it just stank so bad. let's start with the doors. I'm very tempted to reupholster these doors. I'm still on the lookout for the LMK black leather door cards, so if you've got any for sale, let me know and I'll buy them off you. Got to put the light in. I don't know if you can see it. You see it? Yeah. Instead of having that one that sticks out, I just modified the stock one, put the projector in there. I know it's not a VRS, but I couldn't find any other puddle lights that looked semi-decent. I wanted to add some mud lighting because, yeah, I used to be a racer. I think I still am. So I got some LEDs in the, yeah, can you see it? They're really dim, so they're not too flashy. And it's all app controlled as well through your phone. Yeah, you know, the doors and door cards, like bins. I just got loads of stuff in there because I'm still working on the car. Yeah, the old interior absolutely reeked of mould, so I just had to rip it out. And yeah, I couldn't get any door cards that I actually liked, so I just gave this a go. It's not too bad, but it's not the best. This is the last one I made. If you want to see the first one that I attempted to reupholster, it's absolutely shocking. Like I didn't use enough glue and all the edges pulled out. See that? That is absolutely shocking. Still waiting for the door handles to arrive. Yeah, that's the first one I've done. That's the last one. So the driver's door is actually not too bad. Yeah, I've replaced all the window regulators because 3 out of 4 didn't work. I'm gonna get the VRS wheel or the GTI wheel. They're the base same thing, but in the meantime I just put this cover on it, on this one. It's too big, this steering wheel, so that's why I want to get the VRS one. It's a tiny bit smaller. Stupid me, I wanted the VRS cluster because the stock one, it doesn't have the white stuff like in the background, it's just regular. So what I did, went on eBay and I bought a VRS cluster. So I put it in, and guess what? The car doesn't start. I was like, what did they do? Did they break the car and stuff? Did some giggling around, and I've found out that you can't just replace the clusters because the immobilizer is inside the cluster. So what I did, I took apart both the clusters and I just replaced the backing. That was it. Excuse the mess in the car. Yes, that's a fire extinguisher. I'm not taking any chances with this. It is a 19-year-old car after all, so. The interior was white, like this beige grey colour, like all the headliner and stuff. I like lights and LEDs, so I put some of Rolls Royce style starlights in the headliner. You can't really tell it during daytime, especially on camera, so I put some clips in what it looks like during night. I even managed to put them in the, what's it called? Sunroof shade, which is broken. The sunroof's actually broken. Oh, thanks Dom for that. That's the person who gave me the speakers broke the sunroof, so that will remain broken because I just don't want to bother with it. It's too much effort. The main reason why I got this car was because I liked rallying when I was a kid. I liked watching it, and I always liked the Skoda Octavia WRC. And I liked how the dash was flocked. So I said, how hard can it be to flock a dash? Quite hard. It's not, the process is not difficult, it's just getting the dash out and then putting it back in. It's just such a pain. And then to keep it clean is even worse. Like every speck of dust just is highlighted on the dash. Yeah, the only thing I didn't paint in the interior is the rearview mirror, and that was the colour of the entire interior. So proper grandad spec. The seats are actually from a Passat B5, some sport trim. They're a lot fatter than the stock seats, and they're a lot cut nicely in my opinion. They're like half leather and like a suede in the middle. So they're a bit fatter than the stock seats, but I think they sit really nicely, and they're just straight bolting. I really like how the car turned out. it's not too flashy apart from the brakes. Obviously they stand out like a sore thumb, but I think it's like tastefully done. Previous owner put some aftermarket exhaust. It still has the cats in and the back box in. I'm missing the bay tip, because as you can see that's the VRS bumper, and I have no tip in the exhaust hole. So it's I think it's a 2.5 inch exhaust all the way through. With the standard that cats in, which are quite restrictive, so I think they'll be getting removed sooner or later when I get some money in. For a bit of a drive. That MPG count is so enthusiastic, it's ridiculous. So if you have any questions about the car, post them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. All the links are in the description. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.